What's going on, good people? I know you guys out there checking out the markets, looking kind of crazy, looking at your investments, you're wondering what have I gotten myself into. What I want to do is I want to give you guys some background information you may not know about, you may know about it, but if you do, just want to remind you, for those of you that are new to the cryptocurrency market, we have seen this before. Back in 2017, December of 2017, Bitcoin hit its all-time high of roughly $19,768 USD. That price is skewed across the board. You look at different sources, they'll give you different pricing points, and even up to different days between the 15th and the 17th of December, right? But between that time frame, Bitcoin hit its all-time high of close to $20,000. Immediately after that, Bitcoin started dropping in price point up until the point where, if you look at this chart that I have up here, we could even take a look at the numbers. I've got this set up by all-time statistics. So if we look here, what I want to show you is how rapidly it dropped from its high of 20 grand. Let's make sure we've got it on the right setting here. Here we go. So it's set to 1 year. I'm going to go ahead and set it to all time. We'll come back out here. I should just make this bigger so you guys can see it a little better, but you should be able to see exactly where the pointer shows you where we're at. So in 2017, according to this chart here, it's showing in December. Let's keep going. Drag. On this chart here from tradingview.com, we're getting a high in December of 2017 of $13,000. I don't know how they're getting that. This is December 1st. And as you start going down that chart, you get to the next year where it really goes down. I'm not understanding what's going on here. So I'm going to show you something else, and you can see this is December. We're not looking at market cap. Yeah, everything we're looking at is USD pricing to Bitcoin. And yeah, it's right, because this is the current Bitcoin price right here. So it's this is tradingview.com. I'm not sure what's going on with their information, but it needs to be revalidated to some extent, because in December of 2017, Bitcoin was peaked at roughly, this is January 1st, 2018 through June. This is something here. Let's blow this up. Let's see them here. So we've got 2018 here, February 2018. What we want to do is we want to keep going till we get to December of 2018. Now, December of 2018 should be right about here. And they've got us listed at 5,800, right? Unless my math is wrong. Let's go back. We need to be at December of 2017. I apologize, folks. December of 2017. That's what I want to look for. Getting warmer. December, there we go. December of 2017. So December of 2017, they still only got us peaked out, right, at $13,000. I'm not understanding this. Let me get another website. Maybe has some more reliable information. This is the type of stuff that I'm talking about in the crypto game. You definitely want to make sure you validate and double check and triple check some of these different sources, because how could you be a site this big like TradingView and have that information jacked up? I'm not understanding how that could be. So if I went down here into Google, for instance, and I typed in BTC chart, right here, we can clearly see on this little chart here. I know it's probably a bit hard for you guys to see that. Let me see if I can zoom it in. I think this is the chart that I utilized earlier just to get a quick glance at what was, what I was looking at as far as the all-time history. Let's see if we keep zooming in, make that a little bigger for you guys to see. Zoom in. There we go. I'm sure y'all can see that a little better now. Zoom in. Maybe I can get this across here. All right, so let's go to max. We're going to select max right here, right? And if you could see here where it says 2018, okay, I'm going to go to 2018. I'm going to leave that right there. I'm not sure if you guys can see that on the screen there, but right there it states, and I've looked at two other sources as well, that also states that Bitcoin between December 15th and December 17th of 2017 held roughly a high of $19,650, so almost a $20,000 high cap as far as what one Bitcoin was going for at that time. So, right after that, after we saw that high, and up until that point, to where that high came, that almost $20,000 high. A little bit prior to that, as it was making its ascent to that $20,000 high, people were going out and buying Bitcoin. Like, they were emptying their IRAs, they were emptying any kind of company retirement fund. It was big. It was in the news in 2017 through the early parts of 2018. It got bad out there. There were people complaining that they were losing their money. They couldn't find their wallet coding information, so that way they could regain access into their wallets. They didn't understand the cryptocurrency. They didn't understand what it was about, how to use it. They just dove right into it without understanding what they were getting into. And it caused a lot of people to lose a lot of money. So you have pretty much the same thing. And if you guys have been in the crypto game for a while or just investing, you've heard the terminology FOMO, fear of missing out. FOMO, fear of missing out. You don't want to be in that category. FOMO is not a good place to be, because basically all you're doing is you're trying to keep up with everybody else that's doing something that you think is cool and up to the times. But what in actuality happens is you're just playing into somebody else's risk, which is not part of your risk. So, if we go back to this and we take a look at what's going on right now, Bitcoin saw a high of, let me see if I can blow this up just a little bit more, because this chart's a little small. Do one more, because it's like right there, right there. All right, there we go. Let's bring that up. Let's bring that a little bit to the left. Right about there is good. All right, so you guys can see this okay, right? I showed you guys where in December, around December 15th, Bitcoin hit that high of 19,650. And right after that, immediately after it hit that high, Bitcoin crashed. Look at that. Through January 19th, 2018, which is the very next year, Bitcoin started crashing. Bitcoin went down from 19,000 to 17, 14, 12, 9. This is February 2nd, 2018. 8,000. Let's keep going. And then it got a small bump. I remember that time period when it got that small bump. People were still in that shaky period, especially strong investors that were still backing and behind the Bitcoin. I know my guy I had on the show a few weeks ago, Crypto Weed Music, back in 2018, we were talking about crypto heavy. As a matter of fact, that was the time I met him while we were on vacation. We were talking about crypto and how it fluctuates and how volatile it was. If you can see here, you know, the dip was serious, and then it regained itself, came back up to about 11,000, right? Came back up to about 11,000 in March of 2018, and then we dipped. Oh, did we dip? We took it down to 7,000, 8,000. It was bubbling around that area, averaging roughly between 5 and 8,000 from March going on, and then we started dipping even lower from 8,000. See that gap right there? It's bubbling, that average. It's just staying right there through May 2018, and it's going to keep continuing like that through most of the year of 2018, right? Then we saw an even lower dip. See that? 7,000 August, 6,000, 6,000. And we're going to catch it here shortly if you guys just pay attention. September 21st, 2018, we're down to 6,700. Just a year ago, almost a little under a year ago, we were at a $19,000, almost $20,000 high, right? We're down to 6,500, right? We're going 2018. Now we start taking that ride. We get even lower. Now we're down to 3,700, November 23rd, 2018, right? So almost a year ago, Bitcoin, well, not a year ago from now, but in, you know, from 2017, when Bitcoin had that $19,000 high, coming up on that 1-year anniversary, we're down to $3,700, right? People are still investing in Bitcoin, right? Not as much, but you do have people. I just want you to see how low Bitcoin's low was just a few years ago, after a $19,000 high. So we are at $3,400, December 7th, 2018. So let's go to December 15th, right? December 15th, 2017 was the day that Bitcoin hit its all-time high of 19,670, something like that, right? $19,670. Exactly 1 year later, Bitcoin's value was right at $3,100, almost $3,200, right? 1 year later, right? Okay, let's move on, because I really want you to see this ride. That's what it is. It's a ride, right? We still move up, and 2018 we start to see this movement in Bitcoin where it's not really from that point in 2018 December. We're not really seeing no like a heavy rise in Bitcoin, but we're seeing it steadily maintain and slowly start increasing in its value. But it was a steady approach, a very steady, clean approach in you know, my thought process. But as I'm watching it, and everyone else, you can see what's going on here. So we're maintaining a very nice, even, roughly around 3,000 average, a nice 3,000 average going into February of 2019. And we're just maintaining that. We just move along that. See, we're still right under the 10K cap. And now we start moving into that 10K margin around June of 2019, right? As we're moving into that 10K cap, we start breaking barriers, right? We start breaking barriers that we've seen already back in 2018. So now folks are getting a little bit hyper. They're like, hey, is Bitcoin on the rise again? So we're moving, we're back at August 2019. We're roughly staying around that 10,000, 9,000 coin price range. And it's just averaging right there, staying between us. We had a couple dips, some real serious dips in the market, right? But it maintained. It maintained from that point moving forward. All the way through November of 2019, we keep moving, And what I want to do is I want to keep moving so you could see Bitcoin's price points before it, you know, hit this 20,000 mark again and then went to the moon. Okay. We're still February 7th of 2020. Okay. we've got COVID going on around this time frame, right? COVID has happened. We've got COVID happening February 7th, 2020, and let's move on. So COVID happened, and right about when COVID happened, we saw something start to happen with Bitcoin. It stayed about right where it was at, with that average in between 6,000-7,000 from, let's say about 6,000-7,000. Let's say, where we at? Yeah, so let's say about between 6,000 and 10,000, 11,000 or so. We saw from this point here, where we at? Let's say from June of 2019 through right about, that comes much right there. We'll say right about October. Okay. And Bitcoin saw that 10,000 plus range again in October of 2020. Bitcoin literally started taking off. And mind you, we are still in the coronavirus pandemic situation, right? Excuse me. So we're moving up, market cap wise as well, but we're also moving up in price point. Okay, you can see from October 2020 and moving forward. Let me look at this. There we go. From October 2020 and moving forward, Bitcoin had a non-stop rise in value all the way till it hit its previous market cap, not market cap, but its previous high of close to 20,000. I'm trying to pinpoint this exactly, but you see what I'm working with here. Let's see if we get it right on the money. We'll stay. So December of 2020, Bitcoin hit its all-time high from 2018. Okay, this is just last year in December. From that point, Bitcoin started moving, broke its all-time high in December, and started breaking all kinds of all kinds of values. December 25th on Christmas, Bitcoin was $26,000. $26,000. It kept moving from there. All right. Went from 26. By the time we made it to January 1st of 2021, Bitcoin was $32,000. Happy New Year to everyone who owns Bitcoin. Right. Look at these all-time highs. Right. By January 8th, Bitcoin went up another $8,000, damn near, to $40,000, which at this point of recording this feed, Bitcoin is actually sitting at, oh man, the market's horrible, horrible. Bitcoin is actually sitting at $35,000 as I produce this feed right now. So in January of this year, Bitcoin was already $40,000 and it's coming down. It's at 35,000 currently, right? So we're still on the chart. We're still watching the chart, right? Because this is earlier this year and we're just watching it, right? January 22nd, we've got some movement here. We've got a few dips, but then we rise again. Back up to 40, 47, right? February 12th of 2021, we're seeing almost a $50,000 coin hit on Bitcoin, right? Then we start rising even further. 56,000 by February 19th, getting closer to the $60,000 mark per Bitcoin. And as we move along, coming back into present time, Bitcoin was able to maintain somewhere around a 50,000 average, $54,000 USD average before hitting that $60,000 mark, right? Roughly around April of this year. Bitcoin hit its high of $60,141 April 16, 2021. And then we've got, after that, April 30th, we've got the slow dip happening there up until in recent days, we started seeing Bitcoin start moving downwards to the point where now we are, sorry about that, guys, we will get that under control at some point or another. We are seeing Bitcoin down by almost, well, at some points today, almost $10,000. Currently, Bitcoin's going rate is $35,195 per Bitcoin. I just want to say, the reason I'm showing you guys all this is for people who think that this is something, or if this is new to you, I want you to understand that Bitcoin has been here before. It's seen these dips and rises. It's been here for years, a number of years. And for the people who have had this for 10 plus years and has hodled it or held on to it for 10 plus years, they are not really seeing a loss. It's everyone that's buying it now, right? When you go out and you buy Bitcoin, no matter what fraction of it you cut it down to, when you buy it at $45,000, $50,000, damn near $60,000 a coin, and it starts correcting itself, or that, you know, it starts fluctuating in price, it's very volatile, you're going to see the most hurt, more than individuals who paid for this token, you know, prior to it reaching these highs, these all-time highs. So what I'd recommend is, you know, for the most part, unless you're storing your money to have a decent APY if Bitcoin behaves itself, right, and stays fluent, which I think is. I think it's, I mean, at 35,000, 35K, you know, I think it's okay. Yeah, it took a dip. So what? The people who bought it, like I said, at those extremely high pricing, took a chance. You know what I mean? And like I said, if you are buying it at those price points to have some sort of a form of storing your money, I wouldn't worry about it right now too much that it's taking a dip like this, because right now the markets are swayed, and you also understand that Bitcoin in itself is an extremely volatile asset or vehicle to use to move your money. So you're taking your chances there. But, you know, if you believe in the way that this cryptocurrency is set up, the entire blockchain network, and the direction we're heading in with crypto, then, you know, I think that would ease your mind a whole lot more. So another thing that I'd like to stress is that people need to more so start looking into some of these projects that you know you're invested in. If you're invested in SafeMoon, I want to look at something right now, because I did a show on, my last show was on SafeMoon and how to procure it and all that good stuff. But if you invested in SafeMoon, look at that. The dump is so real. The dump is so real. So people right now, and I think I'm not going to get back into it. And you know, I did this for the Bitcoin thing. I wanted to kind of give a you know, just a quick rundown on Bitcoin and where it's been over the years, so that way people can understand, you know, what's going on out there. Why? Not even a why. I can't give you a why, but what I can give you is a history of seeing this happen in the past, so that way you're not extremely worried or concerned about your investment. At least you know that it's been here before. It hasn't taken a dip this bad in, you know, a few years, 2-3 years. So, you know, at the end of the day, just look at it as it's taking another dip and it's getting ready for another ride. That's it. All right. But I just want to touch on this SafeMoon stuff real quick. What's crazy is as we go through this period right now where stocks and also crypto markets are going down, what we're seeing in the safe moon industry is as people offload their safe moon, individuals that don't want to hodl it anymore, they feel like they're taking a loss and they want to try to hold on to whatever they've got left. As they offload that, they're getting hit with that 10% penalty or tax. And what's happening is that tax is being actually being divided amongst the hodlers of SafeMoon, people who hold on to it. So I have just been accumulating SafeMoon coin, even in this situation that we're in, because we got people, remember the FOMOs, FOMO, fear of missing out. Those individuals that go out, buy this stuff, don't understand it, just want to get involved, lose some money, want to regain what they got left. And when they sell, what happens is I get, or anyone else hodling this coin or this token, receives, a share of it for holding on to it. So when the market does get better, things start going back up for certain coins, certain tokens, certain assets. A token asset like SafeMoon, you should see an even bigger amount in your account because of the perk of holding on to it, where you receive more SafeMoon for doing that. So yeah, man, I just want to jump in there and just kind of let you guys know, take it easy, take a breather, it'll be all right. It's a lot of individuals out there that has, put some decent cash into some of these cryptos. Don't let this down market right now, sway you the other way, or, try to get you second guessing. Look at it as a learning opportunity. At the end of the day, with markets, and I've said this before, you're gonna get sways. Things are not gonna go your way every single day, and that's all right. So just stay strong. We'll get through this. Crypto to the moon. Catch you guys later. Oh, and before I get out of here, we've got another episode of the Mechanical Animal Show coming up this week. We've got our guy, the Beast, coming back on, and also crypto will be on this week as well. We're going to do an entire crypto session again, dive a little deeper, get into some different crypto assets, talk about this past bombed out week that we've been having with crypto. But yeah, look forward to doing this show and getting that information out there to you guys. But until then, you guys take care and have a good one.